The NPA is giving a briefing with regards to the urgent bail application in Cape Town of Zandile Mafe. Let's listen in.
So we have to deal with that first. And that is going to be dealt with on Tuesday, 4 o'clock. And then the bail application will be dealt with next Saturday. So today the bail application did not take place. We are coming back on Tuesday. It's going to be done hybrid because Advocate Dalimbo will not be here, but it's going to be done hybrid, 4 o'clock on Tuesday.
Eric, just for our viewers, SABC TV News, my name is Vanessa Puna. You were saying that the defence has issue with the fact that Mr. Mafe had been referred for that psychiatric evaluation. Would you mind just reiterating exactly what the issues are that they've highlighted in court this morning?
The issues were not went on in detail in court. But it's going to be whether the presiding officer at Cape Town Magistrates Court, Magistrate Zandile Mafe, whether the order was a correct order, was done in a correct way. So that is what the gist of what they need to deal with.
Eric, you mentioned, I'll give my colleague a chance now. You mentioned that the next court matter will take place in a hybrid fashion. You would know that quite a number of us media organizations, my colleagues from various broadcasters, were left high and dry, if one can say that we're outside court today. We were not allowed inside court, which is something very uncommon. Even if we're not allowed our cameras via the application, surely then journalists should be allowed in court to write and to reflect to the nation what is taking place in the proceedings.
The Judge President explained that in court, that you colleagues need to apply on time, number one. Secondly, the court is small, so there are also COVID regulations that needs to be followed. So he said in next time, what we need to do is to apply on time. Send your applications on time, and then you'll see from there.
All right. Eric Ronald Masinda, ENCA. What is the current status of Mr. Zandile Mafe? We also led to believe that he went on a hunger strike.
No, I can't speak on that. I'm not sure. I'm not aware of his position. I know that he's been referred to Falkenberg Hospital, so we are not in a position to speak on his condition at the hospital.
So what day did he go to Falkenberg? When did he start there?
On the day the order was made by Magistrate Mpalo, I think it's Wednesday. I'm not very sure, but it was on the day the order was made.
So going forward, Eric, you say Tuesday. What will we be expecting on Tuesday?
Tuesday, there'll be arguments on the issue of whether the order that Magistrate Zandile Mafe was correct. And then obviously the state will oppose that challenge to the order. And then the judge president said it's possible that by the end of the day, number one, there's a very important point I forgot to raise, is that one of the reasons we could not sit today for the bail application is also that this application needs 2 judges, right, for it to be heard, especially the application on the order, right? It needs 2 judges. The judge president was the only judge on duty this weekend. All the other judges are on leave. So he said he managed to get a judge who will be able to sit with him on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we are likely to have a ruling by the end of the day, and also an order then made on Saturday, but it's been explained already that we'll have the bail application on Saturday.
So your stand is that you're still very much opposed to the bail?
Oh yes, it hasn't been changed. We're still opposing bail at the state.
And tell us why.
For the obvious reasons.
Last time you told us you opposed bail, there wasn't this terrorism charge.
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons that we are opposing bail. It's a serious charges that the accused is facing. We've got a strong case against him, so we'll oppose bail.
If the bail is opposed and if he is granted bail, for argument's sake, if he is granted bail, will he have to leave the Falkenberg facility?
First, we have to deal with before the bail. We have to deal with the order. If the order is granted on the defense side, so he'll have to be released from there, hospital and then went to Paulsmoor. And then from Paulsmoor and come for the bail application. Yeah? Thank you, guys. Have a lovely Saturday.
Of course, Eric Ntabazalila, the spokesperson for the NPA here in the Western Cape, just explaining to us why the bail application, the urgent bail application of Mr. Zandile Mafe could not go ahead today. Expected that the order from the lower court, the Magistrates Court in Cape Town, will be discussed and challenged by the defence, and whether indeed it was the right decision for Mr. Mafe to be sent for that 30-day mental observation at Falkenberg Psychiatric Hospital, and then of course proceedings are expected to go ahead next Tuesday. We of course will keep in contact with the National Prosecuting Authority as well as the Defence Counsel for more information as and when it becomes available here in Cape Town.
Vanessa, I just want to be crystal clear. The bail application, the urgent bail application. All right, let's listen in.
That if there are other people who are involved, but at this stage we are definitely confident that we've got the right person.
Are there other people on the radar at the moment?
We cannot mention that at this stage, but what I can confirm is that our investigation still continues.
Have you been able to gain access to Parliament to continue with your investigations?
We did a few days, but then after that it was declared as unsafe. So at this stage we're still waiting for the engineers to confirm again if it is safe to go through so that we can continue with the investigation into the actual crime scene.
Thank you so much.
Just confirmation again.
Looking at no suspects.
It is, although we cannot mention at this stage, but investigation still continues. As I indicated, we are still looking to check if there are other people who are involved at this stage.
And can we just confirm again that the number of charges that Mr. Mafe faces after Tuesday's terrorism charges brought against him still stands at 5? Could you just confirm which charges he is facing at this point in time?
Yes, the charges still stands at 5. It's housebreaking and theft with intent to steal, housebreaking with intent to steal, and then 2 charges of arson, as well as possession of explosives and volatile liquids, and that one of Pogdatara. That is now that one the main charge, that is one of terrorism.
Right, we do understand that Mr. Mafe also lived in Site Big Khayelitsha. What sort of evidence have you taken in?
Unfortunately, we cannot mention at this stage what evidence we took from there, because now that is part of investigation that will be cited in court.
Thank you so much. Of course, the Hawks there just giving us an update again and confirming that Mr. Mafe still faces 5 charges. I think we are preparing to speak to the attorney of Mr. Zandile Mafe. Let's listen in to Mr. Luvuyo Godla.
Just explain to us what took place earlier.
In fact, good people, today what I can say is that finally wheels of justice are moving to the right direction, and we are going to appear again in court on the 18th, which is Tuesday, for purposes of determining, for the court to determine whether the referral which was made by the magistrate on the 11th in terms of section 77, whether it's lawful or unlawful. That's the elephant in the kitchen. Court needs to deal with that, because we have someone now who is in psychiatric hospital for assessment. The assessment which we don't know whether is lawful or is not lawful. So we will deal with that on Tuesday. Then again on Saturday, we will be dealing with the actual bail application. Remember this, in our law in South Africa, you can never remand someone in custody for purposes of bail application for more than 7 days. Law says 7 days at a time. And when we were there in Magistrate Court, the remand was the remand of 30 days. And that remand of assessment for 30 days was also made a remand for purposes of bail application, which is very unlawful. It's very unusual, so unconstitutional when one's liberty is curtailed. So now at least we know that we will be here on Saturday, next Saturday, and we will be dealing with bail application.
Mr. Mafe said that he was going to go on a hunger strike, embark on a hunger strike after last Tuesday's court appearance. Can you give us an update with regards to his condition and whether you've spoken to him? Has he indeed embarked on that hunger strike?
Mr. Mafe embarked on hunger strike, as I already made that announcement to yourselves, members of the media, on the 11th. He embarked on that, and when he made appearance last Thursday, you could see that, yes, this man is on hunger strike already. We persuaded him, but unsuccessfully. Now that there is at least a progress, for the very first time we walk out of court happy today. At least we will go to him and convince him at least that, please, now wheels of justice are moving. Please reconsider your position.
Mr. Kotla, what exactly was the purpose of today's appearance?
The purpose of today is because we did not get justice in lower courts. If you will remember, on 2 occasions, when the first occasion he was supposed to be released automatically on bail, that did not happen. And on the second occasion, on the 11th, when he had to appear for bail application, we were surprised by Section 77 referral. So now, as I've already indicated, that when you feel that justice is not done, the system allows you that you can approach a court with inherent jurisdiction so that it can interfere. The interference of this court is so wonderful. We are happy today, and we believe that our client will definitely be happy.
So were you here to overturn the Section 77?
We were here today not to say to overturn Section 77 referral. We were here today for this court to intervene when we felt that interests of justice are not done for Mr. Mafe. And already, as I've already indicated, that you never remand a person for more than 7 days at a time in our South Africa under this constitutional dispensation. 7 days at a time. And now here we have seen and witnessed someone remanded for a month when in fact that person is supposed to bring a bail application. So to come here today, we needed that this court, which has got inherent jurisdiction, at least to intervene.
Mr. Kotla, on what basis are you fighting the decision made by the magistrate?
I've answered this on a number of occasions that, look, when you bring that application, in fact you will hear on Tuesday, if you will be here, you will hear that part. You don't simply look at someone, it's our take, it's our view. You don't simply look at someone and you feel that, well, I don't particularly like this person and is appearing as an accused person, and therefore I doubt his mental ability, and you simply refer. There are procedures, rules that should be followed. So this is what we are saying. We don't fight with the section per se, but we say proper procedure should be followed to make that determination. So in our case, we were only surprised only on that day, less than an hour before our client appeared in court. When he was supposed to appear for bail, he knew that he's appearing for bail. Now, all of a sudden, he's not appearing for bail, he's appearing for referral in terms of Section 7.
Your counsel called the...
She wanted to ask him.
I wanted to ask, will you still be taking Mr. Mafe to an independent psychiatric doctor for further evaluation?
If on that day we were advised before, if we were advised before the 11th, we could have made our own referral as well. But now it's water under the bridge. This court must determine on Tuesday whether was that lawfully done and procedurally correct.
Can you just tell us again your reaction to...
I think...
Okay, what makes you so confident, though, Mr. Kotla, that your client will be out on bail?
I don't say, please, people, I am not suggesting that he will automatically be out on bail. Remember, our main complaint we have been saying, and his complaint is that I need an opportunity to be heard. And we are happy when we say at least the wheels of justice are turning. It's because we know now that he will be heard. First, determine the lawfulness of the Section 77 referral. Secondly, which is the Saturday, next Saturday, it will be a question of bail application. Okay.
You've maintained that they have the wrong man. What has been your client's reaction to the terrorism charge?
No, it's still the same. It's still the same. He maintains that, no, he never touched the parliament. He rejects those charges.
Mr. Kotla, has there been any update on the alleged confession made?
Well, we know we bear no knowledge of confession. We bear no knowledge of confession. Any last question?
We're good, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Luvuyo Godla,
one
of
more
course,
question,
the
sir.
attorney for Mr. Zandile Mafe, just giving us, as the media, a brief update outside court. Of course, most of the media not allowed this morning, as we heard that there were COVID-19 restrictions and also some issues around applications. And of course, as we say goodbye to you from the Western Cape High Court, of course, here the legal team of Mr. Zandile Mafe making their way away from the High Court down Kerem Street, and of course he is then due to challenge that Section 77 referral by the magistrate in the Cape Town Magistrates Court, which sees him at the moment being sent for mental observation. And of course that is a big issue that his defence counsel previously said that Mr. Mafe insists that he is not, does not suffer from any mental illness. And of course just now we heard Mr. Luvuyo Godla telling us that his client at this point insists that he did not torch Parliament.
All right, Vanessa, I need some clarity with regards to, we understand that the bail, they couldn't sit for the bail. One of the reasons cited was the application needs 2 judges. What happens on Tuesday and what happens next Saturday? Just help us understand that.
So let me clarify it for you, Blaine, as I understand the matter to be. In order for the magistrate's order, the order of the magistrate's court, the Section 77 challenge, that is the challenge that the defence counsel is bringing at this moment. They are actually wanting to challenge the order made by the magistrate to refer Mr. Mafe to the 30-day mental observation period in Falkenberg. And of course, once that issue is concluded, and what we've heard from the NPA as well just now, Mr. Eric Ndabazalila telling us that matter would require 2 judges to hear that issue. Then, as Mr. Godla just explained to us, once they've have some clarity in terms of whether that order was indeed lawful, whether his client who went to court for a bail application, and in the words that the defence counsel used earlier this week, they were ambushed with the new charges as well as with the referral letter, whether that order made by the lower court was indeed a lawful one. Once that matter had been cleared up, then the defence is prepared to go ahead with a bail application come next Saturday.
All right, so the case, Zandile Mafe's case, has now been postponed to Tuesday, the 18th of January. Bail application to follow. I got you correct?
That's correct.
All right, Vanessa Puna live for us there. Thank you very much indeed. If there's any further updates, do come back to us. Vanessa Puna, they're giving us an update with regards to what transpired in court. Remember, certain media were only allowed in court. We were not present inside court, so we had to get our information from the NPA.